Secrets of the Game, Part 2. So far, you've learned that life is a game with rules, and you have some of the main tools: words, faith, imagination, love, and intuition. But Florence Scovel Shinn doesn't stop there. She's like a coach who keeps handing you secret cheat codes saying, "Here, try this next one, it works." In this part, we're diving deeper into how the game actually plays out, with stories of people who tested the rules, made mistakes, and then learned to win. The boomerang rule. Florence explains something she calls the law of karma, or the law of return. But let's keep it simple. It's the boomerang rule. Whatever you throw out into the world, good or bad, eventually comes flying back to you. If you send out kindness, forgiveness, and love, you get kindness, forgiveness, and love back. But if you send out jealousy, anger, or cruelty, guess what? The boomerang will hit you with the same. She tells the story of a woman who was jealous of her friends. Every time they had success, she muttered mean things under her breath. And in her own life, she kept failing. Why? Because she was sending out jealous energy, so jealousy came back to her. When she finally started being happy for her friends and blessing them, suddenly her own path opened up. It's like playing dodgeball. If you keep throwing balls at people, you're going to get smacked right back. But if you play fair and throw gently, others will play with you instead of against you. The boomerang rule is important because it reminds us you can win the game by making others lose. The game doesn't allow cheats like that. The power of forgiveness. Another big rule is forgiveness. Florence says holding grudges is like carrying a heavy backpack full of rocks everywhere you go. You get tired, grumpy, and slow. But when you forgive, you drop the backpack. You feel light again, and the game speeds up. She tells about a man who couldn't move forward in his career. No matter what he tried, he kept getting stuck. Florence asked him, "Who are you angry at? Who haven't you forgiven?" And he admitted he hated his old boss. She told him to forgive, not because the boss deserved it, but because he deserved peace. He finally did, and suddenly doors opened. He got a better job than before. Forgiveness isn't about saying, "It's okay that you hurt me." It's more like saying, "I won't let your actions trap me anymore. I'm free." Florence says when you forgive, you unlock new levels in the game of life. Speaking your word. Remember how Florence said words are magic? Well, here's the advanced lesson. You can speak your word to shape the game. Speaking your word means declaring what you want as if it's already true. Not begging, not whining, not wishing, but stating it with confidence. For example, instead of saying, "I hope I'll be healthy," you say, "I am healthy. My body is strong and full of energy." Instead of, "I want money," you say, "Money flows to me in perfect ways. I always have what I need." One woman in Florence's book kept saying, "I'll never get married." And, surprise, she didn't. Florence told her to speak differently. "I am loved, and the right partner is here for me now." The woman changed her words, trusted the process, and soon after, she met someone wonderful. The lesson? If you keep saying the wrong things, you trap yourself. But if you declare the right things, you free yourself. Florence often gave people simple lines to repeat, like, "I banish fear and doubt. I trust the game. Unexpected doors open, unexpected channels appear, and everything works out for me. There is no loss in the game of life, only learning and gain." These weren't just nice quotes, they were cheat codes. The more people said them, the more the game responded. The law of substitution. Here's another secret. You can't hold two thoughts at once. If you're thinking fear, you can't think of faith at the same time. If you're picturing failure, you can't picture success. Florence says the trick is to substitute. If a bad thought pops up, don't wrestle with it. Just replace it with a better one. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll probably mess this up," immediately swap it with, "I'm guided and I succeed." If you think, "I'm so unlucky," swap it with, "Good luck always finds me." The brain is like a TV. You don't have to keep watching the scary channel, you can change it. This rule is so simple, but it changes the whole game. It keeps you from spiraling into negative loops and points you toward winning thoughts. Perfect timing. Another cool secret Florence shares is about timing. She says the game has perfect timing. if you trust it. Sometimes we want things right now. We beg, we push, we stress, but the game knows better. It delivers things at the exact right moment. She tells the story of a woman who desperately wanted money to pay rent. She panicked, cried, and stressed out. Florence told her, "Trust the timing. Say, 'What I need will come at the right time.'" And sure enough, right before the deadline, money showed up in an unexpected way. This rule teaches patience. The game of life isn't Amazon Prime. It doesn't always deliver in 2 days, but when it arrives, it's exactly when you need it most. Stories of Winning Florence Scovel book is packed with real-life stories of people who played the game differently and saw amazing results. One man couldn't find work. Every time he applied for jobs, he thought, "They won't hire me." And of course, they didn't. Florence told him to change his words and declare, "I am in the right place, doing the right work, at the right pay, right now." He repeated it daily, trusted the process, and soon a job appeared. Not just any job, but one that was better than he imagined. Another woman kept losing things: money, jewelry, even friendships. Florence said, "You believe in loss, so you attract loss. Start saying, 'There is no loss in the game of life. Whatever belongs to me stays with me, and what I need returns.'" The woman tried it, and little by little things stopped disappearing. These stories aren't fairy tales. They're examples of how thoughts, words, and beliefs shape reality. The hidden opponent, doubt. If faith is your superpower, then doubt is the sneaky villain. Doubt whispers, "What if it doesn't work? What if you fail? What if this is silly?" And the moment you listen, you weaken your power. Florence compares it to planting seeds, but then pouring poison on them every day. The seeds never have a chance. So how do you beat doubt? With practice. Every time it whispers, answer back with faith. If doubt says, "What if you don't have enough?" you reply, "I always have enough. The game provides." The game, it's like battling a video game boss. At first, the boss seems strong, but once you learn its moves, you can beat it every time. Playing with love, Florence reminds players that the best way to win is to play with love. Love is like the master key that opens all doors. If you love what you do, it grows. If you love people around you, they shine. If you love life itself, the game showers you with blessings. She tells about a woman who hated her job. Every day she complained. Not surprisingly, the job stayed miserable. Florence told her to start blessing her work and saying, "I love my work, and it brings me joy." The woman thought it was silly, but tried anyway. Soon her attitude changed, people treated her better, and eventually, a dream job opened up. Love doesn't just mean romance. It means energy, kindness, and good wishes. When you send it out, it multiplies. Why problems exist? Now you might be thinking, if the game has all these awesome rules, why do problems even exist? Why do bad things happen to good people? Florence's answer is simple. Problems are lessons. They're like tricky levels in a game. They aren't there to destroy you. They're there to teach you new moves. Once you learn the lesson, the problem disappears. For example, someone who struggles with money might need to learn trust instead of fear. Someone who struggles with relationships might need to learn forgiveness instead of jealousy. Once the lesson is learned, the game says, "Okay, level complete," and moves you forward. This flips the whole way you see problems. Instead of groaning, "Why me?" you can ask, "What is this teaching me? What new rule should I use here?" That mindset alone makes you stronger. Life is a mirror. One of Florence's deepest secrets is this: life is a mirror. It reflects back whatever you believe and expect. If you think the world is cruel, it will show you cruelty. If you think people can't be trusted, you'll find untrustworthy people. But if you believe the world is full of kindness, suddenly kind people appear everywhere. Florence says the mirror doesn't lie. It always shows you what's inside. So the trick is to change your inner picture, and the outer world will follow. This might sound strange, but think about it. Have you ever had a bad morning, and then everything else that day went wrong? Or a really good morning, and the whole day just felt smooth? That's the mirror in action. Wrapping up the secrets. By now you can see the game of life is full of hidden rules. The boomerang rule: what you send out comes back. Forgiveness. Drop the heavy backpack. Speaking your word. Declare with power. Substitution. Swap bad thoughts for good. Perfect timing. Trust the game's clock. Love. The master key. Problems as lessons. Each level teaches you. Life as a mirror. The outside reflects the inside. Florence wanted everyone to practice these daily, not just think about them once. She said the more you practice, the better you get at the game. Just like any sport or video game, practice makes you stronger. And here's the exciting part. When you live like this, not only do you win, but you inspire others to win too. People around you notice the change. They see your peace, your confidence, your joy, and they want to know your secret. Then you get to pass on the rules, like Florence did. That wraps up part 2 of Secrets of the Game. Part 3 is coming soon, so don't miss it. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you'll be the first to know when the next part drops.